Hey, what's going on, Lorain County baseball and softball fans? Welcome on into week 2 of Diamond Chat, brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. I'm your host, Rocco Nushi, with the one and only Kristen Bauer behind the camera. Before we get started, always want to remind you guys to like and subscribe to that Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. That's the best way to keep up with all the latest videos, all the latest content drops, and so much more. You can view it all right there at the Chronicle Telegram YouTube channel. Like and subscribe, turn on that little bell notification icon, and you'll be all set for the season ahead. And also, you see it on my hands. I told you about it last week. That Spring Forecast magazine is here. Big shout out to Kristen Bauer, again behind the camera, along with Ed Betzel. Those two worked very hard on piecing this thing together. And so make sure you check this out. Stop by the studios of WEOL or the Chronicle Telegram. Pick up a free copy of the Forecast magazine. So let's dive into things, in kind of a slow week to recap because the weather really crossed out all of the games from this past weekend. We had 2 that were rained out on WEOL, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and talk about what did happen. Let's actually start with late last week. I told you about an upcoming game in the previous episode. North Ridgeville and Amherst were squaring off. North Ridgeville looking to avenge the season opening loss at the hands of the Comets, I should say, and they do exactly that. They rout Amherst 10-0 as Autumn Belke pitched her second straight shutout, her second no-hitter of the season, and offensively they were led by Gabby Thibodeau. She had 4 RBIs, and that was the 3rd straight loss for Amherst, but for the Comets, they were able to snap a 3-game losing skid with a win over Midview. 8-6 was the final score there. And how about McKenna Dorbick, a 3-run home run to lead the charge for Amherst offensively in that one. So Amherst and North Ridgeville still playing some very good softball in the SWC, playing chase to Berea Mid-Park, though, at the top of the conference. As this week earlier, North Ridgeville, a winner over Avon, 3-0 in conference action. Autumn Belke at it again, folks. A one-hitter for her, 11 strikeouts in the shutout. And offensively, Gabby Thibodeau, Brennan Dillon, and Ali Chinchar, all with RBIs for the Rangers. So that's 9 straight wins now for North Ridgeville. Again, playing dang good softball at this stage of the season in the SWC. Over in the Lorain County League, Keystone still undefeated, but right on their heels, folks. Black River, they've quietly pieced together 6 wins in a row. Again, playing chase to Keystone. We'll see how that kind of unfolds as the week and the season rolls along. We'll get more updates again as the season goes on. Wellington picked up a 5-4 win earlier this week over Oberlin, and Brookside actually enters the week on a 2-game win streak. So certainly some things to look out for in the Lorain County League on the softball front. In baseball, Firelands and Black River both enter this week 8-1 in Lorain County League play, so they certainly look to be the 2 frontrunners in the conference. The Pirates actually knocked off the Falcons last week in a good one. 10-5 was the final score. That was the first league loss on the season for Firelands. Noah Hopek for Black River. He was lights out, folks, on the mound. 5 strikeouts in a complete game effort for Noah, and a 5-run 3rd inning for the Pirates really lifted them to victory in that one. They sent 11 batters to the dish in that inning. Travis Dean and Eric Grosser both came up big with a couple of RBIs, so Black River playing some good baseball right now. Firelands was able to bounce back, though, in a game that you heard on WEOL last week. They knocked off Brookside 11-0, going on the road and shutting out the Cardinals. Again, you heard it on WEOL, and my superstar from that game was none other than Tony Poyle. He was doing it on the mound, and he was doing it offensively as well. He had 8 strikeouts in the complete game shutout, 2 RBIs at the plate as well, a couple of clutch late RBIs for Tony as the score eventually got away from Brookside, but a nice bounce back win for Firelands there after a kind of a crushing loss just the night before against Black River. And over in the SWC, looking at the Amherst Comets, they're at the top of the SWC right now, 6-2 in conference play entering the week. 2 straight wins last week over Avon Lake before falling to Vermilion to snap their winning streak. But a couple of big matchups this week for the Comets. They'll be taking on Olmsted Falls twice to make up from a couple of weekend postponements. So Amherst looking to continue their winning ways for sure. North Ridgeville, elsewhere in the SWC, they had a nice 6-1 non-conference win over Bay as they continue to keep things rolling. Do the Rangers. And how about Midview in non-conference action? A thriller, 19-15. They take it late last week over Lorain. 34 total runs in that game, 33 total hits between the 2 teams. Spencer Mueller leading the charge for Midview. He had 4 RBIs, and Zach Jockel for the Middies. He had 3 RBIs in that one. So again, not a whole lot to report on the baseball and softball front. Hopefully we'll get some more games in this week. Hopefully the weather can cooperate. You never really know springtime here in Northeast Ohio. So that brings us to this week's College Corner, where, as you know, we take a look back at a former Lorain County standout and see what they're doing now at the collegiate level. And this week's focus is none other than 2019 Firelands graduate Alex Brill. He's an outfielder and a relief pitcher now for Ohio Dominican. He's in his junior year there. So let's start with his pitching statistics on the mound. 1-0. Again, he's a relief pitcher. 2.08 is the ERA, 13 strikeouts and just 5 walks allowed. But offensively, nothing to slouch at either. A .322 batting average, 9 extra base hits, 5 home runs for Alex. So he's having a really nice junior year for Ohio Dominican. He's just committed 1 error the whole season in the outfield has Alex. So Alex Brill, the focus of this week's College Corner, the current junior at Ohio Dominican. Again, he's a 2019 Firelands graduate. So what's coming up this week to look forward to? Well, as Kristen and I talked about before we started this week's episode, the Priebus. You gotta love that Priebus Memorial Classic. We get it in every single year, and you can catch all the action on WEOL. We'll have 3 total games from the Priebus. On Friday night, we'll have 1 game as Elyria Catholic does battle with Midview. That'll be a 5 o'clock first pitch again on WEOL. And then we have 2 more games for you on Saturday starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. Keystone takes on the alma mater of LeBron James, St. Vincent St. Mary. So that should be a good one between the Wildcats and the Fighting Irish. And then at noon, a bit of a schedule change. Amherst originally scheduled to play Olentangy Liberty. It is now Amherst against Canfield. So again, 10 a.m. on Saturday, Keystone against St. Vincent St. Mary. And then at noon, Amherst takes on Canfield. And again, back to Friday night, EC takes on Midview. So 3 awesome games on WEOL from the Priebus Memorial Classic. Again, a ton more softball happening at the Priebus. So make sure you stop on down, grab some Forecast magazines while you're there as well. So that'll pretty much do it for this week's episode. For Kristen Bauer behind the camera, I'm Rocco Nushi saying thank you for watching Diamond Chat, brought to you by our friends at First Federal Savings of Lorain. Good luck to our local teams this week, and we'll see you guys next time.